He's 8 now. Talk to him about the birds and the bees.
That's a little early.
8? You guys think of the birds at the 8?
At the 8? No, it was not at the 8. It was at like the 12, 13 maybe.
Oh, I think God. I got like 11.
I got a book. All right, welcome back to another episode of We're Not Sharing Potty. I am one of your hosts, Shawn.
And I'm your other host, Sebastian.
And we have a guest star today.
Hi, I'm Laikyn.
Laikyn, our third wheel.
Yes. For you.
Who's always lingering. Who claims that she doesn't like us, but
yeah.
Always
well,
with us.
It was time to introduce you to
the public.
Yeah.
We can't like a hard launch?
Well, we can't come on here as two friends and then have the third friend sitting off screen. We had her here last week, but
we did. Yeah, she was in the back. Well, so this is like a hard launch.
Yeah.
Last week soft launch because we were talking to her. Do you know what that is? Hard launching, soft launching.
Have you ever hard launched?
Have I ever hard launched? No.
When I hard launch a girl, that relationship lasts 2 weeks.
I hard launched my first boyfriend on our year anniversary. Broke up like 2 weeks later.
Wow. See what I mean? I don't ever remember seeing your first boyfriend.
Yeah, like when I was in high school.
Forever ago, yeah.
I don't even think to this day I've seen a photo of your last one.
Yeah.
Good. We'll keep it that way.
That's scary.
Mine are usually like softer launches.
Softer launches?
Softer launches. Yeah, I take like a soft launch approach.
No face, no case.
I've been soft launched. I get soft launched all the time by girls.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does that ever hurt your feelings?
I've never gotten soft launch.
It doesn't hurt my feelings. No, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay. I didn't know what that was until.
I don't think it's a big deal to post it on, like, for the public. Personally,
I do.
Well, so what is the right way to launch a relationship then? And
yeah, you start dating someone tomorrow, which we know that's never going to happen. But you start dating someone tomorrow. He's like, hey, like I want to tell the world. Right. How do you want to be soft launched and how do you want to be hard launched?
Is it just they show up on a Christmas card one year?
That's super hard.
That's pretty hard.
That's pretty hard.
It's like,
I'd say like the wedding.
Wow. Like the wedding photos after.
The wedding photos.
Wow. That's interesting.
I would like to keep all of my life private if I could.
Same.
Yeah. Because what people don't know, they can't ruin.
This is true.
Well, he was giving me a hard time last relationship where he was like, dude, anytime you hard launch a girl, it's over in 2 weeks.
Well, you do.
Well, yeah.
We had this conversation a while ago.
That's true in your case. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I toxic?
I don't know.
Am I toxic?
Yes.
I was going to say, do you feel like we live in a world now where everyone is trying to tear down good relationships?
Yes, 100%.
What about you, Shawn? Do you feel like people are
getting
in the way, stopping you from
stories. Top Shawn? If I start dating a girl, girls I have not talked to in years, will come and they will message that girl crazy shit. Like
never had that happen,
it did not happen with didn't happen with the one that starts with an E, but
wow.
Do you?
Probably you're keeping the names like undercover.
They call them Rolodexes, right? The old things that you spun and you had like alphabetized by the last names.
I do.
Do you have someone under all 26 letters?
I don't think so.
I feel like if we actually sat down and did it, you would be able to do
No, I want to be
able,
I want to
You're
be
always
going to
miss like Q and X.
Right. I just wouldn't be able to remember all the names at this point.
Is that worse?
Probably. Yeah. No, it's awful.
Okay.
I mean, it is awful.
Yeah.
Laikyn's Rolodex is like 4 pages.
She's
four letters.
She's
sorry,
like,
you've got like
I was
15. She's dated like 2 people.
This is true. We give her a hard time.
We do. She likes to walk around and parade herself as someone that dates a lot, but you know she has a cat at home.
I have 3.
See?
Yep.
See? And I had no idea that she had cats at home, by the way. It was a straight guess.
Cats are, I think people go 2 different ways on cats, right? Like cats can either be like a cool thing that you don't really have to talk about, or they're like your entire personality.
Yes.
That's, very much.
Yeah.
People are like that with their dogs nowadays, though.
So how do you want to
like
get
their
soft
child.
launched?
I haven't even like thought about this.
Well,
Why?
she did. She just said at the wedding, right? So
Well,
like,
that's,
Well,
a
that's
hard
a
launch.
hard
That's a
launch.
hard launch.
Oh.
Hard launch is like, here's the person I'm dating. Here's a photo.
Bam.
I'm like full on in this relationship.
right.
Or for me, like a relationship. And then soft launch is like, they're sitting across from you at like a table.
And you like
take
post
like a
their
photo
drink
and you
or
can
their
see
hand
like
They're
their-
like
or
looking
something.
down. Yeah.
like you
I
can't
feel
see
like
that
would,
person.
I feel
you
like
can't
that would
identify
be
them.
a good way
Yeah.
for it to happen or something.
Like across the table. Like
Yeah,
like
just
a nice
like-
little
just-
restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On like a
very
Monday.
subtle. Very subtle. Just out of nowhere kind of deal.
What sort of restaurant?
Dude, Olive Garden.
It's fancy.
That's wild.
Why? What's wrong
Just
with
soft
Olive
I
Garden?
don't know if
launch?
we had this conversation. I feel
Yeah.
like we've touched on it before, but like best place for a first date. And
Best-
like there's some places that are clearly not good answers. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't go get tacos on a first date. Like that's just a no.
Or barbecue.
Wait, why don't you go eat tacos?
It's just a mess.
Do you really want to
Also,
eat tacos in
should
front
it
of
even
the...
should it even be food?
I don't think it should be.
'Cause I,
food.
I was gonna say I'm with Laikyn. I don't know that
It should
food
be
is
an activity.
necessarily the best first date because like both of you are gonna feel awkward about it. Like
There's
someone's gonna
silence when you're eating.
someone's not gonna like what they ordered and then not want to say anything about it. Like you're making weird noises.
Mm-hmm.
You've got all these things to worry about, and then you end up bloated.
What kind of weird noises are you making while you're eating?
I think just like the
Like, are you snarling?
the sound of eating itself is a weird noise.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like
I
unless
don't
you're
think
into
you should
food
eat.
ASMR.
Ooh, ew.
No,
We can do some of that right now.
I'm not into that.
Good. You know, it's so funny. So my mom's a teacher, and they've got this class pet that's a guinea pig. His name her name's Smorsley, and
It's a good name. I
Yeah.
love a s'mores.
that thing makes so much noise when it's eating. It's just I'm not going to do the noise on the
Thank God.
podcast.
Will you
but
do the noise? Will you please?
We'll pay you after.
Will you please do the noise?
do the noise? It's like it's one of those.
Why can I see you on the date just like you're eating lettuce? Like
That's how I eat. Yeah.
they bring out like a carrot.
Do either of you remember the How Animals Eat video? That was
Yes.
just hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you no tacos. Okay.
No tacos. No
So-
food.
No,
I
disagree.
don't think food's
Here's what you got to do. You got to meet for the drinks. To get the little drinky poos.
okay.
Okay. Probably two
Drinks
limit.
is a good
Little
date idea.
liquid
Yes.
lubrication.
Liquid.
Okay. Weird
Never
word to use.
called it that before. That's a lot. Okay. All right.
That's- all right.
It's social lubrication. It helps the conversation flow.
I'm gonna see you on the first 48 in like 3 years. So
You're on a list somewhere.
liquid
aren't you?
lubrication.
Liquid lubrication. Okay. You've never heard that.
No.
No.
By the way, Shawn, before this episode, admitted that he had never heard hair of the dog.
Have you ever heard of hair of the dog?
Like I know what
Before
he's
we talk.
talking about.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a pretty
I had
popular
no idea.
saying.
I knew when Chris said that the other day. I had no clue what he was talking
It's
about.
like-
Let's go get a little hair of the dog. And I
Yeah,
was
Bloody Marys on Sunday morning with breakfast, brunch.
had no idea.
It's your little drunch.
Also, don't change the subject from liquid lubrication.
I think
And
we
the
could. I
date
think
topic.
we could slide right past that.
I
no
don't.
pun intended.
I'm sure you would like to slide right past that, you freak. That's interesting. Liquid
All right.
lubrication. So
All right.
you get 2 drinks and you go do an activity. I love the escape room.
Okay.
No. That would send me into like a just
Well, I mean, you get it cleared.
Panic.
You get it cleared with your date first, but
yeah, no.
But it's
I
so
wouldn't do
fun
that.
because you get to like test like each other's mental capacity.
I'd end up screaming at that person.
This could go
Be
so
like, "You're-
wrong. Just like if
I'm never seeing you again kind of deal.
if they can't get out of the escape room, like just not worth dating. Like this person doesn't have the-
I just need to know how you like. Are you contributing? Are you rooting me on?
yeah.
Because if I'm the one just crushing I love escape rooms. Like
See-
I'm pretty good at them.
I feel like I'd rather
like,
take
one of my
them
things.
like paintballing or airsoft or something like something like where you're under fire and you're under stress because I think it's way more important to see
How-
how someone handles stress.
That's called an escape room without shooting them.
Yeah, but escape rooms aren't stressful, are they? They're like fun and gamified.
No. They're stressful for me. I would hate
See?
that.
Oh. Well, I feel like you just have
Have
general
you spent more
anxiety.
than 5 minutes with her?
No.
She struggles to figure out a password. Could you imagine, like, you got to find a key and, like, figure out the combination?
You know, the other thing that you could do is go to, like, one of those rage rooms and just see how much
I think
those are
that
fun.
would be
see
a
how
really
much
good
pent-up
idea.
anger they have.
Those are.
And get it out before the relationship starts.
I'll tell you what, though, don't go for the full hour. Because you go for, like, an hour. And you're, because, like,
you probably
they'll
get
do
pretty
it.
wore out. After.
Well, you can only break so much shit, too.
Right.
You're
run out of
in
stuff
there
to
for
break.
20 minutes. You each take 10 minutes. You break some stuff. You see how crazy that other person could possibly be, and then you move on with your day.
Like, are they going to trash my house after I leave them?
Mm-hmm.
I had a girl one time.
Cool story, bro.
She didn't, like, full on trash my house, but there were some threats made.
Okay. Was this like Marine Corps days?
No, this was like 4 years ago.
Gotcha.
It was like during COVID, like when we weren't supposed to be spending time with other people, and I definitely
or going
still
out or
was.
doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She came over. She stayed. I'm on my. I wake up the next morning. I'm on my phone because I was actively working. I had no idea she was awake, and she like got mad that I was paying attention to my phone and not to her.
Wow. And that's how it ended.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she texted me after and like was going crazy, but
Yeah.
it was like my first like real experience with like a crazy girl.
And that only happened 4 years ago?
I'm trying to think. I
4
don't
years
think
ago.
I've ever really had any crazy experiences.
Oh yeah, you were like married for like the last 4 years.
Yeah, you had
This
good
is
luck.
true. This is true. Yeah.
You don't have any like no crazy experience.
No, and that's what I was thinking
I don't
about. Like,
really either.
I've had some, like, you know what happens to me more than anything? This is super sad and like depressing to admit, but I just get ghosted. Like, I feel like, I don't know if that's my generation or just like.
I think it's our generation.
Yeah.
Because we're around
'Cause-
the same age.
Right. I feel like people
Are you
just
though?
think that's like a normal, socially acceptable thing to do. It's just like
Ghost?
break all communication, like be an adult.
No, it gets worse as you get older.
Really.
Oh yeah. Well, so and when you get older, they do what's called the slow ghost.
This is just less and less contact.
I coined it.
Yeah.
I wrote the book on slow ghosting. I did. Yeah. So it's just like you'll
the
text.
one. You're the one that implemented that across.
100%. Yeah. No, I'm the worst. You talk less and less as the time goes on, and then they get used to it, and then all of a sudden, you just cut them off. Gone. Done. See ya.
If they ask about it, what's like the go to? Is it just like, oh, life's been crazy, work's so busy?
Yeah. You'll
The,
wait.
like, the
You'll
normal
wait like a
stuff.
day
Yeah.
or two to respond. Be like, oh my god, I'm just seeing this. I've just been so busy.
Right.
And then by that point, you just hope that they're so
I just
uninterested in
haven't
you.
been on my phone for 48 hours.
I totally don't work on my phone
I love those.
every single
I was
day.
gonna say I love those excuses because those are the funniest ones to just be like, all right, like you didn't pick up your phone and haven't seen your messages in 72 hours.
Yeah.
That seems like
BS.
a bit much.
I mean,
There's sometimes where I like turn off my phone and I will I won't look at it for 12 hours kind of deal, but not during the daytime. Like, I'll cut it
we
off
get
at
it.
like 7 p.m.
Yeah, because you go to bed
Yeah.
and you're sleeping for 12 hours.
I also want to know, and this might sound, insensitive, but I feel like the common excuse is also just like life's so overwhelming or whatever. Like, is life really that
Get a grip.
overwhelming for so many people?
No, it's just an excuse. They don't care about you.
Right.
There is no excuse. They just don't like you that much. Did I hurt you?
No.
Did I hit you somewhere?
Strike a nerve somewhere in there.
Does it
looks
have
like
to do
it.
with?
I think I'm gonna have to go to the gym after this. I need to get to therapy real quick.
I hurt you, didn't I?
Yeah.
They just don't like you. That's all it is.
I guess that's
and there's
fair.
nothing wrong with that.
This is true.
I wish I could be more of an adult and be like, hey, I'll be honest, I don't really like you that much.
Yeah.
Like I went on one date and it was a lot for me. I'm not that grown up though.
I am. I'm pretty straightforward.
We
with that
all
stuff.
know that you start relationships to end them because you're terrible.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Got anything else we'd like to talk about?
Wow,
Hard launching.
all
This
right.
took a turn.
Hard launching
Wow.
to stop launching, or soft launching to hard launching.
Correct.
So, what's your like perfect first date?
I think it depends on the person, because you also have to find like a common ground that you both enjoy. So, I'm not 21. I'm 20. So I can't go out for drinks.
You're so young.
I'm at the stage where I'm not really able to do that.
Okay.
So like that kind of cuts off some of my.
Could you imagine taking a girl out and you don't get a drink with your liquid lubrication?
Yeah. It's not I was gonna say it's probably weirder when just one of you gets a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
What
definitely.
about
Yeah.
coffee dates? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't want to
But
know.
yeah, you have to find someone that drinks coffee
I'll tell
and
you
will
what-
enjoy that.
I'll tell you what sucks. And like this is me being like so vulnerable right now. Telling a girl like, hey, like we can go on a coffee date.
But I'm gonna get hot cocoa.
I'm gonna get hot chocolate.
and I'm 30.
and I'm 32 years old.
Right.
I'm gonna get hot cocoa
With
whole
whipped
milk,
cream.
with whole milk and whipped cream.
I'm not gonna lie though, I really enjoyed getting hot chocolate with you last week.
Wasn't that good,
That
dude?
was I mean, it
That
just
was
kind of
so
seemed to be the
good.
mood, yeah.
No, that was so good.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
And it's funny because I sat there for the longest time was like, this is so weird that he won't drink coffee. Like just you can grow up, you know. You don't have to be
get it.
stuck in.
Hey,
I
you like my
understand.
chai? You could maybe switch
It
over
was
to
okay.
chai.
Well,
did
what
like
I
the
give
chai
it like a
latte?
6,
Yeah, you give it like a 7.
6 out of 7.
I think we both gave it pretty high marks.
Yeah.
Well, it had like
You
a
guys
little.
both like
for
that.
being a
Dude, it
chai
had
latte.
cinnamon in it, and it reminded me of Christmas.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it. What's your first
Yeah, what's your-
best first date?
Well, like I said, I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily do something as crazy as like going paintballing. I would probably pick something where we could be outside and walk around. Like I really do enjoy walking around like downtowns, like if it's Ann Arbor or
Is your love language quality time?
no, it's not. We did this last week.
I feel like it's quality
Actually,
time.
I think quality time is up there. Right? It's
Yeah.
personal touch, quality time. We could rehash this. We could take a test and then like post the results.
I don't know that I'm going to take a test when I know that my personal is everything. It's physical touch, and then there's layers. Like I'm an onion.
Yeah,
I'm an ogre
but like an
I'm
onion
layered.
that wants to be touched,
that wants to be touched a lot.
peeled.
I don't know that I want to be peeled. There are some women out there that might want to actually peel me.
Peel you. Yeah.
Again, I would be on the first 48. I apologize. I hit your elbow.
That's
You
all
okay?
right.
You
I'm
okay?
okay.
That hurt me a lot.
Do you bruise easily, or you end
No,
up with
I
a
don't.
bruise
But
there?
like I felt it, and I was
funny.
like, "Wow, he's got strong elbows."
It's all that time. It's all that time I've been spending in the gym. I just go to the gym and do elbow exercises
Elbow
the whole time.
exercises.
Yeah.
So again, what's your perfect first date?
Like I said, I think it would be something like walking around like a downtown. I don't know. I've got a motorcycle, so maybe like a motorcycle ride. But that I think takes a lot of like
That's
trust
dangerous.
from a girl on a first date
Probably,
to do something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Especially if they're not open to that,
Right.
or have never done it.
Right. And yeah, I mean, again, it could be anything outdoorsy. I am like a food guy though, so I know I've said that like food is not a great first date, but like food is how I spend time with people.
Constantly contradicting
Yeah,
himself.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say.
I don't get it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I think the first date's paintballing," but like I wouldn't do that.
I didn't say that. I would do that with the right person. I think if someone was open to that, that'd be a great first date.
Drinks, activity, and then food.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I feel like food. If you're gonna do food at the very last activity.
100%. Because you're already
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yep.
You got the liquid lubrication.
You've talked enough, and it's not just like straight out the gate.
And if
you're
you take them to
feeding.
an escape room and you like get through that together, and you're like, "Wow, I could sit and have a meal with this person." Like it's a
And
it's
also-
a high quality first date.
If you
Right.
do an activity before, you can talk about that activity like at dinner.
Yeah,
It's way easier.
It's
The
true.
conversation flows
You've
way
already got
better.
something to talk about. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that leads you into like if you didn't get out of the escape room or whatever stupid activity that you're doing
Right.
paintballing, like I can't wait to go back with you and do it again, and it sets you up for the second one.
Right.
Right.
Now, I want to ask, I'm curious because, and we talked last week about how I'm girl sober and I've got, this perfect opportunity to go out and like really narrow down my choices. Not perfect first date, perfect first text. What do you want to hear?
Oh,
Like what?
like on a dating app?
Yeah, like, what
no,
do
it doesn't
we-
have to be a dating app.
Or like they're sliding into
into
her
your DMs. What can a guy say that's like, oh, like this is not just another, guy?
Absolutely nothing. If a man texts me over Instagram or Facebook, which has happened, really weird, I feel like, I'm going to immediately just cross them out. My number is on my Facebook page and all of my
I
social
think
media.
that's creepy.
So if you,
If it just randomly messages the number,
no, because
That would be a little weird.
Oh,
I think that's
but
too much.
my phone number's out there.
Okay, so is mine,
So-
but that's a little much.
I just
Your
don't.
phone number's out there, and you get some weird texts.
Yes, you do. We'll circle back to that.
You get some weird texts, my friend.
But
Oh, like the
however-
one the other night?
like the one the other night.
Dude, I want to know who that is.
Do we think it's a repeat offender? Do you think it's the same person?
I think it's the same person.
I think it's the same person.
Def.
Yeah.
Do I share what's going on?
I think
We can
could.
unpack it. We can not share it though.
There-
too. I
yeah,
feel like
we
we'd have
could-
to hire a forensic analyst so we actually have some like concrete evidence.
Someone there's another male in the world that has a crush on me.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's Sebastian.
I thought for sure. I still think it's Mac, and I keep saying I'm like I called him
Don't
the next
out him
day, and
like
I'm
that.
like, dude,
Yeah.
how many fake phone numbers can you get? And like they are vulgar. Like
They are
because,
pretty
like,
bad.
before-
They are
the-
quite descriptive.
The
Yeah.
first time
Yeah.
they texted me, like it was kind of flirtatious, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is like who is this person?" Like, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm just
got-
not your type." And I was like, "Okay," and then they went right into what they wanted me to do to them, and I was like, "I'm like, but it's a guy."
Right.
And then this last text I got the other night, it was just like he just rolled right into it. It was like, "Hey, how you doing? Here's what I want you to do to me, and here's what I've been thinking about all day." And I gotta know who it is.
All right. Can we?
Does it ever give you like any sort of validation or reassurance?
Oh,
though?
yeah, well, 'cause remember the
Like, you get
last-
off
remember
just a
the-
little bit on that.
No, I don't get off on that.
No, but, like,
he
But,
said
like,
I
your
looked good
ego
in my
gets off.
jeans.
Right.
That last one said I looked good in my jeans.
Right, so
that they
okay.
really liked the way I looked in my jeans.
They
Just
must
wanted
have
to
been
verify.
lying.
You don't think I look good in my jeans? Darby even said I look good in my jeans. Yeah, he left a little comment. I sent that to you.
I know.
He was. What did he say? I'm in my slim thick era.
Did he say that?
Yeah, is that what he said?
Oh,
I don't
so
know.
look.
I think it was like skinny jean era.
Skinny jean. I thought he was like, oh yeah, you
Yeah,
got
it was
rid of the boot
slim,
cut.
Slim, yeah,
Yeah.
It was
Slim
boot
thick.
cut jeans,
Yeah,
slim jeans or
thick
something
era.
like that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, they said that I looked good in my jeans, and like that was when I was starting to like, I was like working out again and stuff like that. And
Working out, slimming down.
I like got the Mugsies, got the Mugsy brands. And if they wanted to sponsor this podcast, that'd be cool. But I got the Mugsy brands, and then that's when the thing started.
Yeah.
And so to me, it was like everyone's noticing. All the genders are noticing that I look good.
You can.
I mean, a
pull both
compliment's a
genders.
compliment. It feels good no matter where
Yeah,
it's
it
from.
felt
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We could have left out the vulgarness of the text, but
Right. Right.
I felt good in that moment. I was proud.
All right. So Laikyn, there's nothing a guy can say. And you just to verify, it would be weird if he texted you directly.
I don't think it'd be weird if he texted me directly.
You don't.
Because, okay, so what's the point in texting me over a social media app and asking for my number when it's out there?
Yeah.
I don't see that personal. Like, why not just go straight to it? Why not take my number and run with it?
Right.
But, however, I prefer to meet men or anybody in person organically.
out in the wild.
Okay,
Out
so
in the
what's,
wild.
what's the best meeting place? Or maybe not like the best meeting place, not like a place that you would go and seek out to meet somebody. What's like your ideal, like if you've got like a Prince Charming scenario where some guy just sweeps you off your feet, right place, right time, where is that? What's it look like? You're 20 years old. Please tell me you have this planned out.
I don't.
Oh,
Oh, she's planned her wedding.
Yeah.
I just know she's planned her wedding.
it's in mom and dad's backyard.
Yeah, some shit town that no one's heard of. I'm from Cairo, Michigan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can I, like, get up? Can I
I'm
leave?
sorry. Go ahead. No, continue, please.
I don't know what the perfect place or just meeting someone
You know
would be.
where a good place would have been to meet a guy at your age? College.
Didn't go.
I didn't go to college either. I did 2 years. You went to college.
I did.
Did you meet? How'd you meet the last one?
It was.
High school. Well, that was high school, but grew up in the same town, just knew each other.
I was gonna say that's
think-
how I've met just people, friends of friends, live in the same town or live near. Just people know, hey, you should go hang out with this person or talk to this person. So like I've been set up a lot more than I've actually met someone.
Interesting.
I was gonna say I feel like for mine, if I counted it, the large majority, like 80%, are people that I already knew, but was never like either close to or friends with.
Yeah.
There was like one that was a friend before, and then the other couple, were like college, just meeting randomly, or like just meeting out like in public. I think today, if you asked me, my ideal would be the gym.
You trying to get like a muscle mommy?
Yes and no. The reason why I say that though is because if someone's going to the gym, right? Same mentality. They're working on themselves. They've got commitments. They're dedicated to this thing that a lot of people don't take the time to do. That feels to me like we've already checked a lot of boxes.
That is true.
Like there's a lot of
I
things I
will
don't
say
have
that.
to ask you.
It would be a great place to meet someone is the
Right.
gym.
That's why like I used to go to networking events. It wasn't really a network. It was like I want to find a girl here that's like got the same mentality.
Yeah, business mindset.
But
Absolutely.
then I quickly realized like they've got a business mindset and they aren't here to like,
They're
look at
not-
my
Yeah.
jeans.
They're not here to date or look at my jeans.
They're not here to look at my jeans.
Yeah.
I met one where I bought, this was about a year ago. I don't know if you remember this. I bought coffee for that school, and that school tagged me in the post, and I saw one of the teachers, and I was like, oh my Lord, who is this teacher? And I found someone that I was friends with that I knew that works there, and I screenshot it and I sent it to her, and I was like, hey, just to let you know, like I will be marrying this woman.
Yeah.
And then,
How'd that work out for you?
she had a boyfriend.
Things progressed.
She had a boyfriend at the time, but I just had to wait till they broke up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which statistically is possible.
All right.
It is possible.
So I have a question. What's the weirdest way that you've been hit on or, place that you've been hit on? Weirdest place. Just out of the blue.
Weirdest place.
Yeah. Just situation, maybe.
I mean, I've got those swinger stories for days, dude.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
I
a
think
swinger.
we've both been hit on at a funeral.
Oh, I have been hit
Yep.
on at a funeral.
I've been
yeah.
hit on at a funeral.
Yep.
Well, I can say that I have not been hit on at a funeral, so
I feel like that's a really weird place.
that is a very strange place.
It was his grandma's funeral too.
Oh, so he was in a sad girl era, sad boy era.
Yeah.
Did you flirt back? No. Why? Didn't like him.
No,
Did you find him attractive?
not really.
So that's why you didn't flirt back. You didn't like him.
I have been hit on in a drive-through window.
Oh,
before.
yeah.
Yeah. This was a good one, and it was Taco Bell, and I wish I could remember like all the details. Like this is why I got 2 Doritos Locos Tacos. Probably I did get those all the time.
Dude,
But-
those are so good.
And it wasn't even like the person that was trying to hit on me that said it.
It was the friend.
Yeah, it was the friend that was like, "Oh, hey, my friend thinks you're cute," and here my dumbass is like, "Like where?"
Me?
Yeah, I'm
You're like, don't look, and then you look.
yeah. I'm like, where's your friend? And I was like, oh, haha, like I don't
just
even.
kinda
What
laughed
do
it
you
off.
say?
What
Like-
do you
like,
say
I'm
in that
still,
situation?
Like, you still have my credit card. Can I have
Can
my
I
credit
have it
card back
back?
before I figure out?
Don't
how
take
I
a
want-
picture of it, please.
Before I figure out how I want to handle this, give me my card back, please, and thank you. And then we'll sort through the rest of it. And she sent her friend over. And I
drove
just,
away?
Yeah, I just very politely took my food. It was very clear. I was like, I'm not going to be interested in this person. They're just like not physically my type.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
Physical appearance
Have a-
is huge. You have to be physically attracted to anyone that you're meeting, dating, anything like that.
Well, I mean, so it's like the first thing that you notice about somebody.
Yeah. And
I
it'll
noticed
fade,
you for your
but
personality, though.
I thought you just noticed me for my brain.
that dump truck.
That's a big old brain, dude. Oh, stop it.
Stop it.
Don't start. I had a girl from Best Buy. I bought something. She looked up my account, found my phone number, and then called me.
Wow, she was digging.
See, I wish somebody would go through that level of effort to get my number.
I don't know what's the weirdest
I was a
thing that I've
little
done.
bit too young at that point because she was older. She was like 30 something. She was she was like the manager of the location. It was in California. She was like the manager of the location. I think I was 24. She was like 37. We did go on a date. It's just I wasn't ready for that kind of like commitment. That's a lot of commitment.
Fair.
27 with a 37-year-old,
That
or
is-
24 with a 37-year-old.
It's huge.
It's a lot.
Okay, I don't know if you overheard this conversation. The event we were at last week on Wednesday, there was a group next to us talking about how Best Buy is like the best sales training place ever.
Best Buy?
Yeah, it's like the OG sales training
There's
school. It
no
was
way
like
they
Geek
know.
Squad.
They don't know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I go in there, they're stupidest people I've ever saw.
I
I
agree.
But
agree.
They are
And
not
maybe,
smart people.
Maybe we just missed, like, maybe we're thinking about modern Best Buy and it's not like the heyday of like electronic sales. Even Chris was talking about his time doing Geek Squad.
Chris would be in Geek
yeah,
Squad too.
100%.
He said he was loving life, man, making like $100K a year just getting paid to drive around.
Yeah, but Geek Squad's so different though, because that's not sales. Like the sale's already been done. You're just going to fix someone's stuff at that point. I like anytime I go
know
in,
because you can still sell like installation. You can sell like
upsales.
their services, right? There's like
Yeah, but you're already
add-ons.
there. Like if you did a good
Yeah.
job, upsale. I mean, I
Right.
don't know. I guess I don't know that I would ever call Best Buy
Probably
peak
some
anything.
warranties.
Definitely not peak pricing.
Definitely not. Peak
I go to
pricing.
Best Buy like when I need something right then and there, and I can't wait the 1-day shipping for Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. I did get peak pricing on a mini fridge at Best Buy once. That was like, it was like a steal.
Interesting.
I was like, I will never buy anything from Best Buy except for this mini fridge.
Except for the mini fridge.
Yeah.
I get my Apple products from Best Buy. I don't go through Apple.
Well, you're gonna pay full price on Apple regardless of where you get them
100%.
from. Yeah.
So I don't care.
The only reason I get them from Apple is because you can do the 0% 12-month financing.
You do like that 0% financing stuff.
Why would I not borrow someone's money at 0% interest for 12 months?
You are a lender, so yeah.
Yeah, that does make
It
sense.
just makes sense. It's good financial sense.
So you're still girl sober.
Still girl sober.
How's that going? You
It's
enjoying
good.
your time?
Yeah, I am enjoying my
Do
time.
you feel like you're learning about yourself?
A little bit.
Do you read books?
I found some new freckles recently.
Okay. Where did you find
Where?
them? Where are the freckles?
we- Do need to
that
know,
Was, that was
actually?
a joke, though. My freckles do is like now that the sun's out and I'm getting tan, my freckles will be.
You look like you should be redheaded.
I don't. You do look like you should
Thanks.
be redheaded.
I don't know if that's a compliment or
Nope,
just
it's
a
not.
statement of fact. Or,
She hates redheads.
okay.
She's
Well.
very outspoken about that. Yeah.
Little
Just the, like this.
leprechauns.
Well, she's just got a lot of soul jokes.
Yeah.
You know.
For someone who doesn't have one, that's ironic.
Yeah. Do you feel targeted by what she said to you there? You
No.
seem upset.
No.
Interesting. All right, let's move on to pop culture.
Let's do it.
So let's talk about Chipotle. Let's talk about Chipotle.
Good old Chipotle.
So there's currently a movement sweeping the country after a TikTok video by Keith Lee rating the food. I think it was like a 2. Goes viral. Customers are now walking out mid-order if they feel like they are not getting the appropriate portion sizes.
Okay, let's talk about portion sizes first. Totally want to take this off track as soon as we start.
Okay.
I'm glad we just
You with every single topic.
opened this and I want to take it off track. I went to Petaway on Monday.
Dude, you love Pita
I do love
do love
Petaway.
Petaway.
Mediterranean food I think is very healthy, very clean. And I got a bowl. I always get different portion sizes at Petaway. Like it's never consistent. Like sometimes I'm getting a ton and that bowl is packed, and sometimes I'm like, I just paid $15 and this is
It.
not gonna fill me up. Yeah.
Do you think the benefit of that like outweighs like if you averaged it over a year, do you think you're getting more than normal or less?
I think I'm just getting the average amount over a year.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, again, I'm never really that disappointed. I just think that there should be a more clear standard for what portion you're supposed to get.
I agree with that.
And they should also make sure that the workers that roll your burrito like are definitely smoking weed.
Right.
Right.
Because
Sometimes-
there was a girl there the one time she like rolled my burrito and I looked her dead in the eye. She did not find this funny, by the way.
Yeah.
I think you like hit home. I looked at her and I was like, I know what you're doing on 420. And she just like stared at me and she's like, and then just like slid my burrito. I was like, I thought that killed it.
Yeah.
I was expecting the restaurant to shut down because everyone was gonna laugh. Nothing. Nothing out of her. It's like, okay.
That's funny.
I'm not funny. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it was. I feel like sometimes, like when people are like in the zone, you know, whether they're smoking or whatnot. Like a lot of cooks, a lot of restaurants. I know that the kitchen, the back staff,
Back of the house.
Yeah, the back of the house. That what they call it in the biz.
In the biz,
back of the house is
House and back of
is
house.
smoking.
did you ever work in a restaurant?
I did
like
not.
Fast
That's
food?
one of the industries I've not worked in.
So have you?
No, I've never
Okay,
worked
so
in
I'm
fast
the
food.
only one.
You're the only one.
I haven't worked in fast food, but I've worked in the food industry.
Oh, you're like a hostess. So I don't
yeah,
know that
but
that's
I've
in the
seen
industry.
everything that goes on.
I love that you corrected me just now. What did you correct me on Thursday? I was like, look, they're just having a little team meeting, and you're like, oh, that's
it's a lineup.
oh yeah, it's a lineup.
It's not a team meeting. He thought they were like amping each
was-
other
yeah, it
up
was like-
at the
it was like-
event
it was like the
before
wait
they go
staff
out and
that was,
serve.
the
Oh,
catering
I
staff.
thought
like,
that's
that's-
what it was too.
Yeah,
No,
the catering
that's a
staff.
lineup.
They looked like they were about to put their hands in and
Like, do like a huddle?
like you know,
Like get amped up. Dude, that's what I thought they were doing.
Bulldogs
I didn't
on
know.
three.
I didn't know
Like-
this guy. That's not what they were doing.
yeah.
Because you were like, oh yeah, they're all powwowing, and I looked at who was next to me. Z. Z at the
Oh, yeah.
time was next to
Yeah.
me, and I looked at her and I was like, oh man, they do like a sales huddle too, and they get like rah up.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
That
It's
kind of ruins my
Let's
day.
go out there and serve these tacos.
I want to know. By the way, that place, the wait staff, like the women that were serving that day.
Yeah.
The drinks, the
the
signature
drinks.
cocktails.
Yeah, when
They-
the cocktail girls came around.
I'm not saying that they were all attractive, but there was not a single unattractive woman.
No,
there.
they were nice. They were super sweet, super smiley. They were really good at their jobs.
So those girls and guys, the whole staff had come from my understanding, Andiamo, which is like a high-end, fancy Italian restaurant chain down
there.
downstate.
Yeah, I haven't had that one.
And I wonder, you know, and I've always thought this too, like, and I know that there's so many rules and regulations in place nowadays that you like can't hire based on certain qualities. But I've always wondered, like, is there
You can,
tendency,
okay, but then Hooters.
right? But also, do the people that go to apply to Hooters, like, do they self-filter? Do you ever consider that? Maybe.
I don't go to Hooters that often, so I don't. I do like the chicken wings though.
Yeah, I have tried them twice now, and I still think they're not
I've
great.
never gone.
I
so
think
don't
of
know.
I think of Hooters like when I was a kid though, and like I'd go with like my uncles.
Yeah.
You know, I think of that versus now, and it's way different. So like,
I think B-dubs is just better food anyways, so
I feel like it's gone downhill, but
essentially.
so is Chipotle.
Everything is.
I mean, that's the whole point of what we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah,
back
so
to the.
back to Chipotle.
Yeah.
So last time we went last week,
$45 for the three of us.
it was expensive. Yes.
Yeah.
My portion size, though, I was complaining already about the guacamole because I knew that it was going to be tiny and it's like $2.50. And this guy scooped 2 scoops on there, and I was like, "Never
And
mind. I
do
have
you
nothing to
do you ever
compliment."
pay when you go places?
With you two?
Do
No,
you think that you should complain if you don't pay?
at all.
Interesting. It's a hot take right there.
I
is
don't.
a
I
hot
can't
take.
actually remember the last time I paid for
a hot take.
anything.
Do you think that that's like a privilege thing?
It is.
We are taking applications for a third friend who is willing to pay for
I
themselves.
will be kicked out soon.
Yeah, just like
Or I will
every.
be taking myself out.
No, she paid that one day at Panera.
No, he.
No, I
he
paid.
Oh, you paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sent some death threats to me
I
before
didn't
that.
send
How
death
do
threats.
you, we were standing right there? How were they sent?
Just said some.
Was that
I
after-
did, yes,
Yeah,
I did
he
verbally
said some
make some.
death threats.
I still don't think they were death threats.
peak Chipotle?
But-
I don't like
You said
2010 peak Chipotle.
Probably.
So
I was 7.
it was ridiculous.
Do you remember like 4 years ago? Like there was an outbreak. I don't know if this was Chipotle or Qdoba. It was one. It was Chipotle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was Chipotle. The E. coli.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lettuce.
Yep.
That's why I don't get the. So that's why I don't get the lettuce, dude. It's always the lettuce, the shredded iceberg lettuce.
Tell you what was gross is at college the dining hall lettuce. Like it was not uncommon to find a bug, like not unalive, but in the lettuce. It was always the lettuce to find like a beetle or something.
In
Ew.
the Marine Corps, your chicken would like balk at you. It was like still alive.
Is it
half
because
the
they
time.
didn't cook it? Or
They never cooked the chicken. You don't order the chicken if you're in the Marine Corps.
yeah,
It's raw.
sounds like stomach problems.
Like Gordon Ramsay would show up and like yell at him like it's bloody raw. It was disgusting. I bit into one time and I was just like I almost got sick.
Imagine working in a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. I feel like that would be
high stress.
Have you ever been to one?
highest level of stress. No,
I think-
like Hell's Kitchen.
I went to Hell's Kitchen. Like,
you?
so it's an
Really?
actual restaurant. Yeah, it's
What,
fun.
Orlando?
No, I went to Vegas.
Okay.
Hell's Kitchen, and so they do it. It's somewhat like the show. There's a red and the blue, and then you get different stuff based on the color that you choose.
Yeah.
And then like you'll get like a chef's like gift or whatever from that team. But then when I was there, they were allowing you to like switch the color plate or something like that. So the opposing team would give you something to make you want to switch the colors. But I got the lobster risotto because it's like what's famous on that show, and it was oh my god, dude,
It was
good, so good.
Yeah.
I went to that restaurant, and then I think he's got another one called BLT Steak, and we went to BLT Steak as well.
Yeah.
And which was really good. That's where I bought the Wagyu steak.
Yeah.
It was like $500 a steak.
It's pretty steep.
Well, I didn't go spending $500. I won gambling.
Oh. So it was free meal.
It was free. I won.
Girl math.
Yeah,
I put
boy
in a 20. I pulled the thing, and then I won $1,200, and I was like, and you know
math.
me, I think gambling is the stupidest
This
thing
trip
in the
is
world.
paid for.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
I
Free
cashed out.
everything.
Yeah.
Cashed out, and then I'm sorry, I did not cash out. I did one more spend, lost like $5.
It was like,
I'm
this is
done.
why I hate
Oh,
gambling.
I was complaining the whole rest of the night about
That
that
you lost
$5.
$5.
I hate gambling. I think it's so
I think
stupid.
it's also so.
So what do you think people walking out like mid order if their portion sizes? I'm like, that's bold.
you know,
I think that America's spoiled. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm pretty
let's
spoiled.
really get into it. Let's
Yeah.
Let's
Let's dive
really-
deep into this.
yeah,
let's
let's
crack
go.
this wide
The
open. Like, how do you
psychology.
feel about society today?
I hate it.
Yeah.
Why do you hate it?
What are your thoughts on the public school system? All right. Back
Do you
back
hate
to
it?
walking
Can we?
out.
Yes. Can we go back to?
So what happens when another rival school shows up? And like, do you guys get into a fight? Like you and the homeschool girl down the road? Like you guys fight each other?
Do you think that we live in this community full of homeschooled kids?
I feel like there's one community that would have a bunch of homeschool kids. It's yours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You say that, but even where I grew up, there was a ton of them too.
I don't know anyone.
But it's
besides
not like
her, I
we're
don't know anyone
close.
that's
There was a
homeschooled.
ton of those people.
Yeah, I don't know anyone else that's homeschooled.
But thankfully, I don't give off the vibe that I was homeschooled.
You do because you're like a CrossFitter. You go around and tell everyone that you were homeschooled.
I get asked.
You do. I feel like you do make it a point to be known
You
that
do.
you were homeschooled.
I don't really
100%.
care about it.
You tell everyone.
I'd rather not tell anybody about it
Then why do you tell everybody?
because I'm asked.
I don't know that I've ever gone up to someone and be like, "Hey, were you homeschooled?" Because like I can tell.
No.
Is
if
it
they're
like-
asking
is it like,
me
where'd you go to
what,
school?
yeah,
Where'd you
where'd
go
you
to
go
high
to
school?
school? That's what I
she is
answer
20.
back.
That's probably a still
Yes,
like a
it
question
is.
she gets.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, when did you graduate? Oh, I graduated, 3 years ago. And they're like, oh, where'd you go to school? And then because I live in the town and everybody just assumes
What
that
was
I
your
go
graduation ceremony like? Did you get
Shut
a cap
up.
and gown?
Shut up.
Did you
no,
walk?
I didn't.
Did you get a diploma?
No.
Did you
I
shake
did
the
get a
principal's hand?
diploma. Yes.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Really?
I just get a diploma.
So my buddy growing up, like they were in some sort of
You can do
community.
that. I didn't have any.
Yeah. There was
I
like
just didn't
there
care
was
to.
some sort of community that they would go do, and they would even do like field trips and stuff together, like legitimate field
Yeah,
trips.
we used to do that when we were younger.
Yeah.
But I don't have. I just didn't care about walking a stage. I didn't care about just
didn't-
any of it. I didn't care about
I
going to
didn't
school
care about any of that
dances.
stuff either.
That wasn't a part of
I
my
went to
growing
one
up.
high school dance. I
I
senior
went to
prom.
other people's
So I
a
was
couple times, but
listening to an article recently about these like the protests, right, that are happening across the country at colleges, and how
Oh, for the Gaza thing? That I
Right,
know
right.
nothing about.
Wait,
still.
and so how some of these colleges have canceled their commencement ceremonies as a result. And for the kids, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's this particular year. If you're graduating this year from college and you did like the 4-year normal speed course through college, you missed your college graduation and your high school graduation because of COVID.
ow.
Ooh.
People are really butthurt about missing their graduation.
Oh, I mean, they worked hard for 4 I
Yeah.
didn't care because
I get that, but
Like, it's one of those things where I think it's the grass is greener. So like yeah, for everybody who's been to a graduation, you realize that it's like not that cool, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool milestone. You have a picture of it,
it's-
but it's not that cool. I just think
Doesn't
it's the fact
shape you
that
into
these,
the person that you are.
Right. I think it's the fact that these people don't get it, that it's like it seems cooler because it's something they can never have.
So I not gonna say the word dating, but I was seeing this one guy, and it was
Why
a
won't
couple
you say
years ago.
dating?
Because I wasn't dating him.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
We weren't officially dating.
But
We were like going
seeing
on
him?
dates
So
and
you're
like
going on dates?
So
Yeah.
you were dating.
But I would say,
But you didn't
seeing,
have a
it's not-
label.
No,
Okay. I don't
And
think
this
you need a
was-
label to be dating someone.
really.
I don't think so either.
I don't
That's a
either,
super
but-
hot take, but I always thought that. Like, if we are going, I thought this
I
all the
don't
way
care
through.
about labels either. But I just don't think that's.
I care about. I want my label.
Okay.
If I earned my label, I want my label.
Pookie Bear?
I do like Pookie Bear. Do you like being called? Like, what's your favorite pet name to be called?
I don't know if I've got like a favorite pet name.
I like calling girls mommy.
Okay.
They all say.
Can we
that they-
move on?
No, they all say they hate it, but
Yeah.
then they're all like,
But is it like
I would hate
mommy
it.
with like the Spanish, like MAMI, the Spanish spelling?
no, it's like I'm like, hey, mommy. I guess it is
Like,
kind of
she
like the
is
Spanish,
Like
Spanish
little
one.
mommy.
Yeah, what's up,
Yeah.
or like what's
Little
up,
mama.
little mama.
Yeah.
They love that. They
Yeah.
love it. But I mean, you can't go call like a 24-year-old girl like mommy.
No,
They're gonna
that's-
think
that's
you're
really
weird,
weird.
and with a fetish. But if
Right.
like I go up to like a girl my age, I'm like, what's up, mommy? They love it.
They'll deny it.
They will 100% they'll deny it. They'll deny it, but it'll come out later once you do like you're into that stage. You're like, oh, what pet names do you like? And then they'll be like, I really like mommy, and they'll put their head down.
Yep. Like, I'm
I'm
ashamed to admit
every
this.
time.
Yeah.
Every time. I got in trouble for calling the last one mommy though.
So I'm not really sure how we got this off track.
Very.
Well,
I think it was something
Back
about
to
lettuce.
graduations.
Something about lettuce.
oh yeah, food poisoning. and
Let's talk
lettuce.
about walking out of a restaurant and how
Mid-
entitled Americans are. This is how we got
I
here.
don't know
Yes.
that that's entitled.
But yeah, because you are paying so much money for
Right.
such
It's
little amount of food.
$14 a bowl
That's
now.
insane.
But if you watch the video, if you watch the videos on TikTok, it's some of the people are showing their portion sizes, and what they're doing is they're scooting it all to one side. It's barely coming up, and like half the bowl's empty. Or like they'll do like one scoop of rice. I saw the one video where the guy got like 5 pieces of steak and was like, "Can I have more?" And then they charged him double. So he was standing there about to pay, and then he was like, "I'm not paying for that," and he walked out.
You know who does
Yeah.
it good? Moe's.
You do like Moe's.
Moe's doesn't disappoint. All right.
So
They give me great
I feel
portions.
like Moe's is to those kinds of restaurants like Starbucks is to coffee.
Fair point.
That's
but
a
I
hot
do.
take,
I
but
just like
yeah.
Moe's. I like the people in there. They're super friendly.
really
Chipotle,
like
their
Welcome to
employees.
Moe's.
welcome.
Yeah.
To, oh yeah, I do like. They haven't been doing that
Yeah.
lately though.
They do
Well,
it every
they're a
time
little
I
off
go.
their game.
I
Then.
do like the welcome to Moe's. Like,
But, like,
I walk in and I
Chipotle's
feel like
workers?
I am Mo.
Like, I'm
you know?
Mo.
I'm Mo. I'm Mo.
You can't be Mo when they're saying welcome. to
Yeah, but
Moe's.
in that moment I feel like I'm Mo.
Yeah, you know what Mo feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels
No.
like I'm walking into Moe's about to eat some seasoned rice and some adobo chicken.
So, I mean, I think you're right. Given the fact that people spend so much money going out these days, and like maybe it matters more at a mom and pop restaurant. Like you're not going to walk out and not pay at a mom and pop restaurant. But like these bigger chains that can
Yeah.
absorb the losses, maybe you don't feel so bad.
Well, so there's like a thing where you go on to the like Apple store and you rate the app, and it's gone down from 4.7 to 4.5 with like 80,000 1-star reviews.
Wow. The other the thing I was going to continue to say though is that I think given the fact that we live in this like and I'm not going to get into that, but like given the fact that we live in a capitalistic system where like all these restaurants are trying to drive profit, for the longest time, like they're guilty of this like portion control stuff. Like you know how deceiving some of these cup sizes are. You ever see the videos where someone will take a small and dump it into a medium and then dump it into a large, and
And
like
it's
there's
all the same.
really no difference,
Yep.
especially once you factor in the amount of ice
Well,
Yes.
that's put into beverages.
Well, remember we were talking about this where I said that it does not make sense to get the 22 ounce of beer, and you get
Oh
'cause
no,
you
I
get
did.
the short, not
Yeah,
the tall.
you do the price per ounce. The shorts are always not always, but the shorts on like craft beers were way better than the talls.
Yeah, we did. We sat down the one day at
I was at the Wanigan.
Wanigan, yeah, and we were doing the math on the beer, and it was like every single beer except for the domestics.
Domestic
it
was
was
the only
cheaper to
one.
get short as rather than a tall.
So I it's funny, but I shop that way at the grocery. I never look at the prices, but like Meijer does it, and Kroger, I've seen it a couple times, but I always look at the price per ounce or like the price per unit.
the other thing too is that's weird. If you go and you get a tall, some restaurants, like if they're adhering to like the strict policies of the legalities of serving alcohol, which no one ever does,
Can only serve you 2.
Some
they can
people do.
only serve you 2 larges or 2 talls, whereas opposed to you can get 4 small, like shorts.
And it's more, it's
And it's
significantly more
beer,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it counts as like a beer 1.75 or 1.5
Yeah.
beers as opposed to
Well,
so
so
much.
like the restaurant I work at, it depends on, we'll have 3 beers on tap, and if they're super high in ABV, we have to serve it in a snifter because it's too much. So we're not.
Snifter. What's this? What's this?
It's like those tulip-shaped glasses
Yeah.
that like look like wine glasses but have shorter stems.
So we have to
yeah,
serve
yeah.
it in that because it's too high of alcohol content, and they can't have a full one because it would be insane. Because it's usually served, let's say, with a Bloody Mary. We'll do a sidecar. So we have to do it in a snifter.
Interesting.
Or if they order that beer, it has to be in a snifter
Yeah.
because it would be too much alcohol.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, you see that at breweries too. I did
Yes.
when I was like, it really started when I was like 22. I got into like craft brews or like craft breweries.
brews.
Yeah, and I was anytime I was near a brewery, it didn't matter. I was going into that brewery to try like a beer or to get lunch and have a beer or to get dinner and have a beer. Like I was literally not going to restaurants. I was going to breweries, like any excuse I could find. And I will say, I always felt fancier when they served me their beers in like the 10-ounce glass. So I always thought it was more about like the aesthetic of it. I didn't really think about that
Nope.
because a lot
It's
of
alcohol
like
content.
craft brews are also higher ABV than like your 4.2% Bud Lights.
right.
Yeah.
There's some, and there's ABV differences between states too, because there's different laws around ABV. So like your
Right.
Bud Light here is probably less of an ABV than like let's say North Dakota or Minnesota or something like that. There's difference in ABV per state laws.
I think
But
there
in
is,
in a Bud Light though, I feel like Bud Light would just pick the lowest, whatever that is, and make everything that quantity.
Suppose I remember reading it one time or hearing that at a bar in wherever I was, and they were telling like the server was telling me. I'm sure I don't think that makes sense, so they've probably reverted back. But
Yeah. Can we talk about how wild it is that the federal government used highway money to make the drinking age 21 across the nation?
Did not know that.
highway money.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I'm not an
Educate
encyclopedia of weird shit.
I don't
So-
Google everything.
Yeah. So
You freaking nerd.
There was a push at the federal level to make the drinking age 21 nationally, but as with a lot of things, that's a states' right issue, right? So I can't remember who the president was at the time, but he basically was like, "Hey, we're putting highways across the nation, and if you want a highway, you got to make the drinking age 21."
21.
Yeah.
That
it was
sucks.
like a hostage negotiation.
I wish.
Kinda
Although
crazy.
people
Blackmail.
can't handle kids can't handle their alcohol very well. Although I feel like kids are more responsible these days because of like Uber and stuff like that than like our parents were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. And also, I feel like like talking to my parents, and obviously this wasn't me, but like back when the drinking age was 18, and between 18 and 21, the beers were like 2% ABV, so it was like half of what they are now. Like
wow.
that's a great stepping stone.
I don't know.
I would
I
think
don't know.
so.
I
Stepping
don't know
stone.
if that's the take that you go like that's the hill
Okay,
you die
I've got
on,
a unique
but-
I've got a unique take. I spent a year in Europe. I've got a very unique take because they'll serve a 12-year-old wine.
He's like a CrossFitter when it comes to Europe. He's got to tell everybody
He's
he
gotta
went to.
tell
Dude, we get
everybody
it.
he
You went
lived
to
in
Europe,
Europe.
All right.
for a year.
I was just trying to like give you
No,
the
lay us
source
on.
of the
Lay
info.
it on
Go
us.
ahead.
Well, you told me it was like you're like I don't know if I would take that stance.
Yeah.
I think you see the European system like
It is way different than.
yeah their whole perspective on alcohol, among other things, is way different than what we've got here. Like you let a kid. Dude, some of these kids get to college and have alcohol poisoning on the first
That's
night
true.
because they just go absolutely fucking
And they're
wild.
sheltered
but
their
they're
whole life.
stupid though too. They get. I
But
just
they
saw
weren't
the one.
educated about it either.
Yeah.
Okay, but like if someone's daring you to do something, like how
Right, well,
educated do you have to be?
And there's that
Don't do it.
Yeah, there's that like whole, and I know you've probably heard about it a lot with like fraternities, especially being like the epicenter of these drinking.
I mean, the frats had nothing on the Marine Corps, but like no one. It was pretty rare that someone died from over drinking there.
Right,
though.
right.
Right.
We also had like a corpsman that would come put an IV in our arm, like if we were getting there.
Yeah, college
too.
frat houses don't have that.
But even so, like even when we didn't, like we'd go, be out on the field for a week and then come back, we're completely dehydrated. We have, a 24 rack and we're good.
Right.
I saw like it's like the chugging liquor thing. I know that they're chugging liquor, like that's a challenge.
Yep.
I can't even fathom that.
No,
my
me
buddies, their fraternity, I know for a fact. I don't even know if I'm like this proprietary information, if I'm allowed to share this.
Oh no!
Right, this is like juicy stuff, but I'm sure they do it elsewhere. I'm not going to name the fraternity. I'm not even going to say who I heard this from. But
he just gets killed 2 days after this airs.
Yeah, they would tape 40s to their hands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's called.
Yeah,
okay.
a lot of places do that.
Probably not
actually.
proprietary then.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands.
Sorry,
Dude.
I was never part of like the.
And people
I
also
never
do
paid
that
to
for
have
fun.
friends.
It's not called Edward Scissorhands. It's like Edward Beer Hands or something like that. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you duct tape the 40s and you can't. Yeah, you got to drink the 40s.
Yep.
I'm all about it.
How do you? I have
I should try one of those.
You want to do a 40 later?
No.
I don't know if I've had a 40 in a while.
I don't know if
because I'm 32 and responsible.
Yeah, I don't know if I can have that much.
I don't know if we can say responsible. Wow. We can say you're 32 though.
Harrison Butker under intense scrutiny for comments made at a commitment speech, basically telling all women that the best thing in life for them will be when they become a wife and a mother. That's yours. Like, what do you think?
You want me to take
That
it?
is
I want you to
a
just
hot take, but I would like to see where Laikyn goes.
2024. That was a ballsy move.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, you want my opinion on it?
I mean, what do you think?
Well, yeah, let's start with your personal opinion.
You're a woman, so
and then
a guy, I come up to you and I'm like, hey,
I'm a woman that has a career and is young.
yeah,
Also,
the best thing in life that you're ever going to accomplish is being a wife and a mother. I tell you that. What are you saying?
I would agree with that.
Really?
My personal opinions, I would agree with that.
Interesting.
I think Sebastian will make a good point with me on this.
I also want to know before we go any further, what is your so that's your take on the issue itself. What is your take on a man saying that in general though?
However, even if I do want that, I don't think that's a man's place to tell me that.
That's fair.
So we had this
valid.
conversation a lot in the office. I mean, a couple times about if we should you don't think that men should make like laws for women's bodies.
Yeah.
You don't personally think that.
Yeah.
You think it's unfair.
I find it weird.
And it's weird.
I find it weird.
So it's the same thing. If you're, having a man tell you this is your biggest accomplishment, it's still not right.
That's fair.
I think that every person's different and that you're going to have to figure out what is going to be your biggest accomplishment in life. But personally for me, I do believe that will be the biggest accomplishment.
I felt like he took a very personal opinion and
blasted it. I do
and I
too.
was like, and that is just a ballsy move in 2024.
It is, especially in the society we live in.
That's cancelable.
Oh, that he's getting
He's done
well,
for.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's a bad attempt because the Chiefs head coach or owner's wife has come out in support of him.
Wow.
I also don't know that you go to a college where
okay.
people just worked for 4 years of their life to get a career and like shit on them. And
You're
be like, hey,
well, this was for nothing.
This was okay, but like what's going to be better than this is when you become like a wife and a mother. Like that's a hot take.
Hot take.
It seems like a culmination
For
of
everybody.
bad decisions, like bad timing, bad content.
Bad place.
Yeah, bad place.
Well, it was
Not
a
the time and
Catholic
place.
school, so it was probably if there's going to be a right place, it was probably that place. I still don't know that it was right though.
Yeah.
It was based on religion also. I feel like it comes from religion.
Yeah. And
So,
it's also like a
especially to be
20-minute
said
speech and it's like getting clipped.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the other the problem nowadays, and this is propagated and promulgated through technology. Is just that like 150 years ago, right? Someone could go and talk for an hour, and if something like that was said, some people might remember it, right? But it also might just get lost in the sea of what that
I
conversation
also
was.
feel like if he did that speech in like the 50s, like he would have just absolutely crushed it. Like my
would've.
grandfather would be in the back, like,
Everybody
preach,
would.
brother,
Yeah.
preach.
Okay, I was gonna say you could also just go back 70 years and it would have been fine anyways because of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could go back 30 years and it would have been fine.
You're still getting away. You're still squeaking
You
by
would
30
still
years
get
ago.
by.
Yeah, you're squeaking
by
by
30 years.
Yeah, maybe.
1994.
My grandfather still been like, preach, brother.
Yeah.
Speak the truth.
So Do we open that can of worms, or you want to?
I mean, it's up to you. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I thought like it was a hot take. I don't think that a dude should probably go out and say. There's just so many women that believe that clearly because of all the women that come out and support them. Like, let them
figure out what's going to be best for them, because that's not always going to be. Some people don't want kids, and that's not going to be
totally get that. I understand.
That's
completely.
not going to be their path in life. That's not what they want to do, and that's fine. But like for the people that are, I don't.
Well, like if every woman just was like, I want to be a wife and a mother, like we would like. There's smart women that are businessy that have that, but like it seems like their focus is business or whatever they do, or like there was the woman that identified like some planet or something a few years ago. Like that was a woman. Like if she was just sitting around like having kids.
I'm sure women have done cooler things than identified planets.
In the
last couple of years.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm trying to think of like the really cool things that I think are cool.
I keep seeing this woman. She was one of the first women to fly to space, and she's a wife and a mother, and she just blasts it all over on TikTok. And she takes her daughter to watch her like shoot off or whatever launch, and she takes her out of preschool, and she keeps getting these absence letters from her school about taking her kid out while she's literally creating history.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
I will say from my male perspective that I think that women have it like if they want to have a career, right, but also want to have children and conform to, you know, like the typical motherly figure. It's not that they can't do both. I think that they just have to make so many more sacrifices than a lot of...
One of them is going to get neglected.
Yeah, I think they have to make so many more sacrifices than a lot of men realize. And that's not even like my feminist take on it, because I've got very conservative views of the household.
So, I mean, same.
Yeah.
But I'm not going around and being like, you need to do that.
Well, I think in general, and we had a really good discussion last week about some other, you know, hot topics. And the general consensus was that we all have our own take and all really don't care what everybody else does.
Yeah. Just do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with doing what makes you happy. I get not having kids. I get not being a wife. I get just want to be a mother. But like at the end of the day, I mean, I will say this. Because I can talk about this. There is some serious dad privilege. Like when my son's school contacts me for anything, and my answer almost 9 times out of 10 is, I'm the dad. They're like, hey, who's...
Call mom.
Yeah, call mom. Like, why are you... Like, you've got 2 phone numbers right there.
Why are you calling
You're
me?
calling me? You want to know the name of his primary care provider, and you're calling me? I don't know that shit. I hope, like, if
I don't know if he's up to his date
if something
with his
ever happens
shots
to my
or when
ex-wife,
the
like,
last...
we are screwed because I have no idea where do I
hope
go?
she writes like
Where
a
do I go?
planner for you.
I hope to.
Like
She
a
would.
journal.
She does.
She would totally, because she's awesome.
She has a planner too, so she totally would have a planner.
It's funny. She leaves you like a lesson plan, like a substitute teacher. Like, here's what you're gonna do with Declan for
God,
today.
I hope so. Just like 18 years, just filled out. Like just.
It's like when he gets to this age, tell him about this and do this with him. And
he's 8 now. Talk to him about the birds and the bees.
That's a little
8?
early.
8. You guys think of the birds at the 8?
At the 8? No, it was not at the 8. It was at like the 12, 13 maybe.
Oh my
I think
God.
I got like 11.
I got a book.
Actually, I can't remember.
A birds and the bees book at like 8.
I do take that back because I was at, I know what school I was at, and that will help me. I think I was probably, it couldn't have been any later than 11.
I think, yeah,
it couldn't have been any later
I was
than
probably
11.
10 or 11.
Yeah.
That
I would
explains
imagine
a
it was
lot.
about the same time.
That explains a lot. It's just I look at you and I'm like, yeah, that explains everything. Yeah, I was like 8 years old. I got a little bookie book. I had to read it. And it was like big like letters. I remember I had to read it out loud to my grandmother.
Oh my!
What kind of book?
It was about the birds and the bees,
this?
like like,
But was it like?
it was like
designed to be kid friendly? Like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember like this like the actual content of the book, but it was like, oh yeah, like girls have these parts and boys have these parts, and like if a guy and a woman do this, like you
If
end
mommy
up
and
with a
daddy
baby,
really love
and,
each other.
And I remember reading it and like having
Hey, people
so
don't have to
many
love each other to
questions.
do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions when that topic first comes up. You're like, what? No way.
But then like I turned 12 and like HBO like and Skinamax were like a thing.
You started watching
like,
TV after 10 p.m.
Learn about it was 11.
I'm totally gonna overshare, but I still remember the way that my mom described condoms to me, and she described them as like a little hat that you wear.
Wow.
And for the
Keeps
longest
you protected from the rain.
For the longest time, I thought they were like this big and just like went
like
on
top
top,
hats?
like just went on top,
Like
and
top
that's all you
hats?
needed it to do.
Okay, well, with that being
So did
said,
that really surprise you?
And so every time
jeez,
every time I think about them, not every time, but it crosses
I was
my
gonna
mind.
say you like that.
Yeah,
He's gonna.
that's interesting.
opening it up and think about my mom telling me.
You
how
start telling this
a
girl
little
like
hat.
this story.
All right. With that being said, NFL schedules their games around Taylor Swift's schedule so she can attend more of the Chiefs games.
I did not know that.
They just came out and said that.
Yeah, I think
Did
this
they officially say that? Really?
Did they? Was it official?
I don't know if it was through the official channels statement, but I think someone pretty
made
high
that.
up made the statement.
I
right?
think it's like she can attend. Did the NFL schedule? Yes, they did consider.
Wow.
So I know that she's like able to attend like 13 games or something like that around her tour. And then Travis Kelce came out and said that the 1989 eras was his favorite.
Well, they're gonna get so much more publicity.
Well, yeah, they were
from having her.
They were
so
like
yeah, that
showing
makes
her
sense.
every other.
She is
minute.
the star of the show.
I was about to say, I'm sure that there's some thought behind that too, right? Like, does Taylor Swift being at these games improve ratings? Does it improve the image of the NFL?
Oh, yeah, it's
views.
quantifiable.
The
that it's
NFL has
improved.
had a heck of a run, and I know people that literally were diehard Lions fans back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and won't even watch NFL football now because of some of the controversies that have happened. You know, like the kneeling during the national anthem stuff. You don't remember that? You're looking at me like you don't
No,
remember that
I
happening.
was waiting for the
He's
like
letting you speak for once.
Sorry,
Deflategate.
Deflategate. You know, there's it seems like every year there's a player that gets into some trouble doing some stuff that he shouldn't be.
I know, that's why it's crazy with the whole Harrison Butker thing. Like I saw a video, it was like on my For You page of like it was like comparing like Harrison Butker to other NFL players that are like getting DUIs or like what was the one that killed somebody? Aaron Hernandez? He played with Tom Brady, didn't he? Because he was on. It got brought up on the Tom Brady roast, which was great, by the way.
Was great.
I have not watched that yet.
So good.
The kill Tony part of that was my favorite part. Although Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer did a great job. It just, I don't know. Kill Tony's humorous.
Nikki Glaser always kills it.
Well, and it was funny, but Kill Tony roasted Nikki Glaser too as she was sitting there. It was just the whole thing was well done.
That was good. I'm a Swiftie though, so I'm about it. I want her to go to
Are
more
you a
games.
Swiftie?
No, I'm not. Well,
What's your thoughts?
The problem is that I loved country Taylor Swift, and
As we all did.
yeah, and I think that new Taylor Swift is just not doing it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like the new T Swizzle?
No.
I have not listened to
T-Swift
any
belongs
of her
to
new
CMAs.
album. None of it. I've literally not listened to
some
one
of it.
song.
I listened to
off
that
of it.
one with Post Malone. So I'm like a natural listener. I gotta be in the moment. I gotta be there, feel the emotions, like hear it.
Right.
You know, I gotta go through it.
I gotta have an event that also portrays the song. Like I have to live through. You know, it has to.
See, same.
Yeah.
It has to make
Sa-
sense
although-
with my
'cause
life.
Otherwise,
Absolutely.
if I
I have
sit
to
down
feel
and
the
listen to it,
emotion to like it.
I won't like. Because the first
Right.
time I heard Morgan Wallen, like I'm the biggest Morgan Wallen fan in the world.
Yes, you
I did not like Morgan Wallen, but now, like as I've heard songs over time, I'm like, oh my god, and then I can connect it to a memory.
Yeah.
So, I'm a Swiftie though. I freaking love it.
See, I like her old stuff way better. There's
I-
some of her new stuff that I don't mind and I actually do really like, but there's very few of her really new stuff that I
She
like.
definitely would go on my list of 5. Like if I'm in a
don't know.
relationship, like who I get to cheat on my.
I don't know.
list of 5.
Like I don't know why you get 5.
It's a
What do
list
you-
of 5. What do you mean? Like it's you get 5.
Do you think that's too much or too
I feel
little?
like that's like just getting obnoxious at that point, right?
Would you like do like 1 or 3 or what's your?
I feel like if you're doing 5, you're just trying to fill the list at that point. Like,
Yeah, that
I've got
is
a
a
crush
lot
on
of-
like 2 or 3 celebrities,
Right.
and like really only one that matters.
I mean, I got a few that matter.
Okay.
They all matter. Celebrities matter. Haley Jade got married this past weekend.
She did.
You didn't know who Haley Jade was.
No, I did not.
Eminem's daughter got married.
And I'm totally actually off
Pretty sure there's a little picky
social
pic.
media, so I don't.
Look at him. He's wearing sunglasses too.
Dude, she's really pretty.
She is freaking gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
She is beautiful.
Wow. Okay, so
And that was
Is it Battle Creek?
local. We said, yeah.
Yeah, it's Battle
Oh,
Creek.
wow.
Yeah. So it's
Battle
not
Creek,
far.
really?
I wonder
What
if
do you
Kim
mean, really?
went.
I feel
Is
like
that
that's
not like an
just-
area where you'd expect him to?
No, not really.
Well, they're from Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Battle Creek's I feel like just a wild place to get married.
I don't know what
if
he
you're
does
gonna
though.
spend that
'cause
much money.
She's got a podcast that I see clips of every now and then.
Ooh,
But
maybe we should go listen to that after this.
We could. Maybe we'll get in touch with her PR team and see if we can get her on.
I think she would rather die.
I wonder
than
who
be on
like.
this.
I wonder who her
He's
husband
gonna get
is.
4 views.
Is there like any info on her husband there? Like what he does? Oh, there's the cute little the first dance photo.
So I'm, thinking about being a celebrity kid. What do you? I mean,
Evan McClintock.
I feel like Haley, of all people, has had probably some of the worst of it because like other people have talked about her in songs, made references. Like there was that whole Machine Gun Kelly thing years back. Like,
I feel like she's taking it really well.
Oh,
Dude,
she's
her
taking it
dad
really
is
well.
Eminem, dude. Like,
right. And I'm sure she's got a team that helps her handle like those sorts of interactions. I just imagine being in that sort of world where like
Your whole life is
it's
public.
Yeah, but it's not even stuff that you're doing, right? It's because your dad is famous. It's not like you went out and got famous because you're like a boxer and now or like a fighter and now you have to like watch what you say online unless you're Shawn Strickland and you just say whatever you want.
Or Sean McNeil.
well, yeah, but no. I mean,
I feel like
put
fighters get a free pass
Yeah.
on a lot of stuff.
But put that in perspective, though. Like you guys get shit for stuff I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
this is
do.
true.
So, but now let's multiply that by the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's not just like our local town, but like everybody sees it, or not like one professional. Like everybody sees it, and now you're scrutinized for by everybody.
Right.
That would suck.
Yeah, we do get a lot of backlash for you.
Well,
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Just when you leave, when you
And
leave
I don't
this
even
area.
know. I don't even know that it's backlash necessarily. I do get a lot of like, "Is Shawn okay? How's Shawn
Yeah.
doing?"
Some like just comments.
Just check-ins, just making sure. Like, saw Shawn just posted this. Like, have you talked to him recently? Is he,
Yes, we
is he
talk
s-
every single
is
day.
he stable? Like, are things okay at home?
I don't get those.
Yeah, I've never gotten that before ever. That's great.
You just get
That
that
is funny.
you look nice in those jeans
I,
text.
I
You
get the
look-
text, the hidden text with a fake Google number.
Dude, we need to find out who that
I
is.
want to know who it is, and if it's you, like I want to know who you are.
If it's you,
If it's you,
reach out to
please.
reach out to one of us, and
We'll keep it confidential.
And if you're Ryan
we'll
Reynolds,
set you up.
I'm willing. I'm down.
He's more than willing.
I will fight Blake Lively for you.
If we don't
Speaking
think
of Ryan Reynolds,
if Sebastian and I don't think it's a good match, we won't set you guys up, and we'll just keep it
we'll keep it
confidential.
confidential.
I just
Yeah.
feel like
Just
the
keep it
only
in
match
between
that I
us.
want is Ryan Reynolds if it's a guy.
So,
I
speaking of
will
Ryan
get
Reynolds,
Blake Lively then.
that guy was, again, just articles I see, was someone was talking about how he's one of the most successful celebrity entrepreneurs of all time.
He has so many different businesses.
Because I think he just sold Mint Mobile to
Yeah, for like 1.7
T-Mobile
billion
for like
or something.
yeah, some crazy amount. He sold Aviation Gin to is that DiMaggio?
No, he's got Mint Mobile. He's got some other stuff too.
Yeah,
Oh, and
he's
then
got the
Wrexham.
the soccer team, and
The
then doesn't
Wrexham.
he have like a tea or coffee company? That's
I think he
part of that.
I
does.
think so too.
Yeah.
Well, and then like so Wrexham was one of my favorite sports teams. So I watched like the Welcome to Wrexham on Hulu. Like I love that.
right.
Me and Declan watch that all the time. But I would love to go to fly there and go to a Wrexham game. I'm a huge fan, and they keep getting promoted.
Do they?
Yeah,
Like they're moving through the series? Or
yeah.
leagues?
I think they're in League One now because they were like underneath at the lowest level, and then they went up, and then they went up one.
So do you imagine? I mean, because he seems to be kind of like this turnaround guy. It doesn't appear that he wants to really hold on to any of these ventures. Like he comes in, he uses his presence to build them up and to increase the value.
Supposedly
It's a great
that's his
business plan.
agreement.
Smart entrepreneurship.
Well, that's supposedly that's his agreement with the companies. He comes in, he gets to take over all of the marketing and do all the marketing.
Yeah.
Because like if you ever see any marketing for outside of Mint Mobile, it's always Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
Or Aviation
It
Gym
is.
is always Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
Or Wrexham, always Ryan Reynolds. I guess the other guy.
So my favorite celebrity commercial, there was a Hugh Jackman commercial, and he did it for a boot company. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Have I shown you this?
Yeah.
I think that was so hilarious. Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're going to go watch it.
It's good.
Watch it at home, alone, in private.
It's good.
It's good.
I
real
don't
good.
really want to.
All right, guys.
I think that's a great place to leave this.
It's a good place. I can't wait to have you back on next week.
Let's go get
Stop.
food.
Let's go get food. Chipotle?
Chipotle.
We'll order 2 bowls each so we can get the appropriate
We'll
sizes.
compare them. I just love the fact that they have that nutrition calculator that I can use.
Well,
Yeah,
how do
you
you
love
use it
that.
if the proportions aren't?
Right.
This is
Proportional.
true, but I guess again, if you take an average over time, it's probably going to turn out just fine.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's an episode of The Potty.
Good
See you
stuff.
later.
See you next week.